The night was pitch black, the moon shrouded in thick clouds that cast an eerie glow upon the desolate town. The wind whispered through the skeletal branches of the ancient trees, creating an unsettling symphony that echoed through the narrow streets. Shadows danced menacingly, as if concealing secrets that the darkness itself feared to reveal. In the heart of the town stood an old mansion, its crumbling facade telling tales of a time long forgotten. It loomed over the neighborhood, an imposing figure that seemed to suck the warmth out of the air. The locals whispered about its haunted history, a place cursed by the ghosts of a tragic past. On this particular night, a group of friends decided to venture into the abandoned mansion. They were drawn by the allure of fear, the adrenaline that coursed through their veins as they approached the decrepit entrance. The creaking of the rusty gate sent shivers down their spines, but they pressed on, fueled by a morbid curiosity. As they entered the mansion, a cold draft greeted them, extinguishing their flashlights. Panic set in briefly, but they quickly composed themselves and decided to explore the mansion by the dim light filtering through the broken windows. The air inside was heavy with the stench of decay, and the floorboards groaned under their weight. The group split up, each member wandering through the labyrinthine corridors in search of the mansion's darkest secrets. As they delved deeper, whispers echoed in the air, indistinguishable murmurs that seemed to be just beyond the edge of perception. A sense of foreboding hung in the air, intensifying with every step. One by one, the friends stumbled upon strange occurrences. Doors slammed shut on their own, unseen hands grazed their shoulders, and chilling laughter echoed in the empty halls. Fear gnawed at their resolve, but they pressed on, driven by a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. In the heart of the mansion, they discovered a room with walls adorned with faded portraits. The eyes in the paintings seemed to follow their every move, casting an unsettling gaze upon the intruders. In the center of the room stood a grand mirror, its surface reflecting distorted images of the friends. As they stared into its depths, the room grew colder, and the whispers intensified. Suddenly, the room fell silent. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their unease reaching a crescendo. The mirror began to ripple, distorting the reflections until the images were barely recognizable. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and the room seemed to pulsate with an unseen force. In an instant, the mirror shattered, sending shards of glass flying in all directions. The friends recoiled, shielding their faces from the sharp fragments. When the dust settled, they found themselves in a completely different place. The mansion had vanished, replaced by an endless void of darkness. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped in this nightmarish realm. Desperation and fear gripped their hearts, and they stumbled through the emptiness, their voices lost in the void. Time seemed to lose its meaning, and the boundaries between reality and nightmare blurred. As they wandered through the darkness, they discovered a figure in the distance, a shadowy silhouette that seemed to beckon them closer. Hope ignited within them, and they followed the figure, each step bringing them closer to an uncertain fate. Finally, they reached the figure, and the darkness began to dissipate, revealing a scene that left them paralyzed with horror. The mansion stood before them, its walls stained with the memories of the past. But the true shock awaited them as they entered the mansion once again. The portraits on the walls were no longer faded. They were vivid and lifelike. The faces in the paintings were their own, frozen in expressions of terror. The room with the shattered mirror was intact, but the reflection it cast was different. It showed the friends trapped in the void, their desperate faces forever etched in the glass. The realization hit them like a wave, drowning them in disbelief. They were not exploring the mansion. They were trapped within the very nightmare they had sought to escape. The friends were now part of the haunted history, destined to relive the horrors of that fateful night for eternity. As the shock set in, the laughter that had echoed through the mansion grew louder, merging with the whispers that surrounded them. The friends clung to one another, their screams joining the chorus of the trapped souls. The mansion seemed to absorb their anguish, feeding on their fear as it stood as a silent witness to the twisted fate that awaited all who dared to enter. And so, the old mansion became a timeless prison, a realm where reality and nightmare converged, where the unsuspecting fell victim to the very horrors they sought to confront. The friends were lost in the echoes of their own fear, forever ensnared in the twisted corridors of the haunted mansion, their fate sealed by the unforeseen twist that had turned their curiosity into an eternal nightmare.